What's up, y'all? Welcome back to Twisted Twenties. This is a podcast dedicated to reminding you of your God given purpose through personal testimonies, trials, and personal revelations. I believe that each and every single one of us was created with a purpose, for a purpose, and it is up to us to align with it. I'm your host, T. Louise, and listen, y'all. Last week was so busy for me that I did not get a chance to record last week's episode, and I was so stressed out about it. I was like, oh my gosh, like I have not put out an episode this week. What am I gonna do? So I've been doing a lot of research on how I can free up more time when it comes to my podcast. So I'm really learning how to batch my content so that I'm not every week stressing about having an episode recorded. So I'm just starting to record things ahead of time. But this week's episode, y'all, is so important because for so long, I would say probably for the past few years, up until probably this year, I have guarded myself when it comes to friendships, relationships with people, but specifically female friendships. And I never really thought that it would be a problem. Like, I used to be one of them girls, no new friends, no new friends, no, no, no. Okay, first of all, we need friends. We need genuine, true relationships. And I'm about to tell you why. But before I do, okay, if you would love to join me on Twisted Twenties as a co-host, because your girl is looking for co-hosts, you can email me a 1 to 2 minute video at submissions@twistedtwenties.org. And it's cool. If you don't want to be a co-host, you can still email me as well. You can email me advice questions. You can email me feedback, reviews, whatever you want to email me, you can still email me as well. Y'all, I have some new and exciting things coming, and I'm just so excited. I'm not gonna talk about everything just yet. I'm still trying to set the foundation for everything and just make sure my foundation is solid before I definitely launch everything. But I'm telling y'all, I have some exciting things in the works, and I'm just excited. And I finally did something that God has been asking me to do for months. I finally submitted my video to Sarah Jake Roberts' podcast to go on there and share my story and be a co-host on her podcast. So I'm really hoping that I hear from them soon. I'm pretty sure they get like thousands, if not, hundreds and thousands of emails a day. So I know that I'm somewhere in those thousands, but I'm hoping and I'm praying, and I'm praying that God will, just help me to stand out, especially since I've done what he's asked me to do. But I'm just so excited. I'm so excited for what God is doing with Twisted Twenties. I'm enjoying each and every single week being able to put out an episode. And this week, I just wanted to talk about friends and how many of us have them and how we guard ourselves when it comes to relationships. But not just that, but learning where to place people in our lives. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and get into today's podcast episode. Friends. How many of us have them? Friends. Okay, y'all, I really used to think that I could be a singer back in the day. Okay? What y'all think? Friends. Hey. How many of us have them? I can carry a little tune. Like, I can literally carry like just a tad, like friends. How many of us have them? Friends. Okay. Anyway. Literally, friends. How many of us have them? Okay? Like, I am just now starting to really see that I do have friends, or I'm building real friendships, because for so long, probably up until this year, I have guarded myself from friendships, particularly specifically female friendships. The reason for that is, if you guys have not read my blog on Twisted Twenties, you guys can read that at twistedtwenties.org. But I do go more in depth on why I've guarded myself from female relationships and the incidents that have occurred with two particular females in my life. But not only do I discuss that, but I also talk about women in my life that have impacted and helped to change my tainted view of friendships. And I will talk about them today, but we'll talk about them in a little bit. But I just for so long, I guarded myself. I didn't want female friendships. I didn't care to have any female friends. So much to the point that I would push away genuine connections, genuine people, because I always thought that someone was out to get me. I always thought that someone was going to stab me in the back. I always would think the worst. Not saying that that's a bad thing, but it's not a good thing either. Okay? We should be alert of what people are doing, but we shouldn't always suspect the worst of people either. And I think for me, what really caused for me is, after losing my mom, I really didn't want to be around anybody anyway. But after everything that had fell out with my last best friend that I had, who I've practically known for probably about 17, 18 years of my life, after we fell out, that was it. I was like, I do not care to have any more friends. I don't care. Like, I was that girl. No new friends. No new friends. No. And I didn't even have no friends. Okay. It was just me and my dog. That was my friend. Okay. Until I moved to Atlanta. And I still lived here. I've been living here. We've been living here for 3 years now. The first 2 years of me living here, I had no friends. I did not care to make any friends. But I'm learning how to place people in my life. It is so important that you understand that. Like, I'm the type of person, if I love you, if I care about you, there is nothing that I wouldn't do for you. If I got it, you got it. Like, that was me. It still is me. But I've just learned that everybody you cannot be intimate with. Everybody does not deserve the whole you. Everybody cannot be in your inner circle. Here is the most perfect example, the most raw and realest example that I can give you. Jesus had 12 disciples. He was only intimate with 3, Peter, James, and John. He had 12 disciples, but was only intimate with 3. That is the most realest and the most rawest example that I can literally give you. Even Jesus knew how to place people in his life. Even Jesus knew, I can only be intimate with so many people. I can only be intimate with certain people. I cannot be intimate with everybody. Like, I'm really starting to think about this. Like, imagine, and I'm going to talk about this next week, Kiss of a Judas, okay? Imagine if God was intimate with Judas. Imagine if Jesus was intimate. Imagine if Jesus was intimate with Judas. Imagine that. First of all, he already sold him out. So he already sold him out. He sold him out for like pocket change. But imagine if he was intimate the way that he was intimate with Peter, James, and John. Imagine that. I say all that to say, it's like, you have to understand where to place people. Everybody does not deserve to be in your inner circle. Everybody does not deserve to know all of your business. We be out here telling everybody. We be out here telling Facebook. Like, I cannot stand when Facebook shows me, like, you know how like Facebook 6 years ago, 8 years ago, whatever. Like, I hate that, because I'm like, oh my gosh, like, I was on Facebook telling everybody my business. Like, I cannot believe I was doing that. But that is because I had no boundaries. I didn't understand the placements of people in my life. I wanted everybody to be my friend. I wanted everybody to like me. I wanted everybody to love me. And you know where that stemmed from? That stemmed from my home. Everything starts in the home. And I'm not going to even, that is so good. Like, that's another topic for another day. But literally, a lot of us are out here longing for people to like us, longing for people to be our friends because of something that we missed in our childhood, because of an issue, because of our father not being in there, because of our parents being absent. Our parents are literally in the home with us, but they're absent. A lot of us are out here longing for people to make up for something that we didn't get as a child. And for me, that's what it was. So I would always be, get the short end of the stick when it came to friendships, because I'm out here giving everybody my all, expecting them to give their all to me. That was one of the hardest lessons I ever had to learn, is that you cannot expect you from people. You cannot expect people to give 100% to you because you're giving 100% to them. You cannot expect people to go above and beyond for you because you're going above and beyond for them. You just cannot expect that. And I'm not saying that there aren't people out there that will not go above and beyond for you. I'm not saying that there are not people out there that will do whatever you need, I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is learn to notice what is really happening in your friendships. Like I literally peep everything now. I have three friends. I'll say this. I'm very, very intimate with one of them. The other two, I'm building a relationship with them. My first friend is Naira. Me and her, we've been building our friendship for probably about 3 years now. Maybe even longer than that. Me and Babe have been together 4 years, and I think 4 years. So me and her, well, I would say 3, because the first year we weren't really like friends like that. But we've been building our friendship for 3 years, okay? This girl done watched me go through hell and back. I've watched her go through hell and back. But we've built our friendship. We have boundaries. But I'm very, very intimate with her. She's very, very intimate with me. Even though some stuff, we still are a little queasy on. But we are very intimate with each other. My other friends, Sade and Michaela, they're my girls, okay? I love me some Michaela. I love me some Sade. The reason why I love these two is, and I love all 3 of them, but I'm talking about these 2 in particular. These 2 in particular will call me at random moments. Girl, T. Louise, your podcast was bomb. Keep doing what you're doing. Always encouraging me to keep doing what I'm doing. Sometimes I feel like there is nobody listening to me. Sometimes I feel like I'm just talking to myself. But then when I get phone calls out of the blue from my friends saying, hey, I listened to your podcast today and it was awesome. Or I listened to your podcast today and I just want you to know to just keep going, because there is someone out there listening. I cannot express to y'all. I started my podcast in October of 2019. When I first started my podcast, I was getting all the support in the world from my friends. I've been doing this podcast for 4 years. I can count on one hand how many of my friends call me and let me know, hey, I listened to your podcast. I just want to let you know it was bomb. I say all that to say, everybody is not your friend. Everybody is not your friend. I just told y'all I have 3 people in my life. 2 of them I'm still building a relationship with, but I consider them to be friends because of their actions, because of things that they do, because they take time out of their day to listen to something that I'm doing. They take time out of their day to call me. And I'm still learning how to be a friend myself. Like, I think there's another thing that we have to think about too, is sometimes we are not good friends. But sometimes we're not good friends because we've never been showed what a good friend is. And I feel like that's what these 3 girls are showing me. How to be a good friend. How can I be a better friend? How can I support my friend? How can I show my friend that I love them, that I care about them? A simple phone call out of the blue to let them know, hey, I see what you're doing, and I just want to let you know I'm proud of you. Keep doing what you're doing. Everybody is not your friend, but you keep sharing and being intimate with 12 people. I'm going to say it again. Jesus had 12 disciples, but he was only intimate with 3. Like, when I really understood that, I'm like, you were only intimate with 3 people. You had 12 followers, and you were only intimate with 3. 3. That is like the most purest example. The most purest thing that I can, like, I'm just, even just sitting here talking about it, I'm just blown away. Because we spend so much of our time trying to please everybody. We spend so much of our time trying to be a pick me, be my friend, be my friend, be my friend. And half of the people that we're befriending, because we want friends or we want attention, we want people to love us, we want people to like us, they're not our friend. They're not. Like, they're not your friend. I feel like a friend is somebody, and this is just my own definition. I'm literally thinking of it like off the top of my head right now. I feel like a friend is an individual who is honest with you even when you don't want to hear the truth. I feel like a friend is someone who loves you even with all your flaws, even with all your mistakes. They still accept you for who you are. They don't try to change you. They don't try to mold you into who they want you to be. They don't try to manipulate you. They don't use you. I feel like a friend is someone who reciprocates and shows you the same type of love, the same type of action that you show them. A friend is somebody that you can call, somebody who's gonna be there for you in genuine times when you really need someone to lean on. That's what I feel like a friend is. Michaela texted me. She texted me, I don't remember. She texted me, I think Wednesday. And she was like, you better be at church on Tuesday. I better see you. And I'm like, okay, girl, you gonna see me. But she texted me and she was like, hey, like, you know, you just crossed my mind. Like, she texted me on Tuesday. That's what it was. She said, are you okay? And literally when she texted me, I was like, really, literally like not okay. And she texted me and I'm like, what made you ask? Like, she was like, we just came to my mind and I haven't seen you at church. So I just wanted to check on you. Like, that's genuine friendship. And even though we're still in the building phases of our friendship, I still see her as someone that could be a long-term friendship, a long-term friend. You have to have people in your life that help you to transform your tainted view of friendship. I have said this prayer before. I think I told y'all a couple episodes ago that one of my main prayers that I prayed all last year was, God, please bring genuine relationships and friendships in my life. Because I had got to a point where I'm like, God, I cannot keep picking these weeds. I cannot keep picking people who are not conducive to my purpose. I cannot keep picking people who do not mean good for me. I cannot keep picking people who leave me in crying, brokenhearted, stabbed in the back, bleeding out, and could care less. Like, these people could care less what they do to you, and you are sitting here considering these people friends when they are a Judas. I'm talking about that next week. I'm not going to even go into that. A lot of us are allowing these Judas people to kiss us. A lot of these Judas people to be all in our business. And you wonder why you have so much drama, so many issues with friends. Like, I used to really think to myself, like, ooh, how do, I can't believe, they went through that. I can't believe that. Like, why would she, why would that girl do that to her? Or, how did she, because we want people to be our friend. We want a friend so bad, we willing to accept anybody as a friend. Anybody who shows us just the slightest amount of attention is our friend. That's my friend. That's my friend. That's my friend. Girl, I done had friends sleep with my man. I done had friends use me, lie on me. use me for money. And these the same girls I'm calling sis. This my sister. This my best friend. And the whole time, they were never my friend. But I wanted a friend so bad that I was willing to accept any and everybody as my friend. And maybe you're not like that. Maybe you sitting on here listening to this episode like, that ain't me. But I guarantee you it's somebody in your friend group right now that really ain't your friend. Really ain't your friend. And a lot of times we know that they not our friend. Think about this. I really want you to think about this. Think about somebody in your group right now that be saying slick stuff. Just like little slick comments that make you uncomfortable, little slick stuff that make you kind of look at them a little weird, little slick stuff that kind of hurt your feelings, but you know, they just joking because they my friend. That's not your friend. That's not your friend. But you know what the truth is? We need friends. The truth is we need wise counsel in our life. And that's what friends are supposed to be. That's why I ask God for genuine, true friendships. Friendships that he has ordained and called me to. I'm at a point now in my life where I'm not interested in being friends with just anybody. I want to be friends with people who are going to help me to further my purpose. People who are connected to my purpose. People who are supposed to be connected to me and I'm supposed to be connected to them. If that ain't what it's supposed to be, hey, we associates. You a part of that other few. You're not in the innermost circle. I know you, but I don't know you. That's my attitude. Learn how to place people in your life. I'm going to be diving a little bit more into that, not on next week's episode, but the week after. Is the importance of placement. It is so important that we understand how to place people. Everybody doesn't belong in your heart. And that's why we end up in situations where we crying, where we feel brokenhearted, because really and truly, if you would stop expecting you from people, you wouldn't be surprised when you get stabbed in the back. We're human. We make mistakes. We do foul stuff. It is what it is. My big sis Yanni, she said when we was in church on Tuesday, she said something about basically about humans being humans and, humans making mistakes and humans doing, foul stuff anyway. So I just use that as an example. If you would stop expecting you from others, then you just simply wouldn't be surprised when people do the stuff that they do to you. They are not you. Everybody does not have your heart. Everybody does not see love the way that you see love. Everybody is not your friend. Jesus had 12 disciples, but he was only intimate with 3. But you out here being intimate with the whole wide world. You putting your business on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok. Because you're longing for something more than friendship. You're longing for someone to care about what you're going through. You're longing for somebody to see you. There's something missing on the inside of you. The reason why you keep longing for people to replace what's missing on the inside of you. And I'm telling y'all this because I used to be that way. There's only one thing that can fill any hole that is missing, and that is God. Whether you want to hear it or not. There is no drug, there is no alcohol, there is no person, there is no thing. There is nothing that can fill what is missing on the inside of you but God. It's simple as that. God. And that is what my year is consistent of. And I'm just continuing to ask God to continue to bring me genuine relationships that He has developed for me. Friendships that He has brought into my life that is conducive to the assignment and to the purpose that He has for me. I really hope that this episode was very informative. I'm trying to use bigger words, y'all. Been working on my vocabulary. I really hope this episode was informative for y'all. And shout out to Naira, Sade, and Michaela for being my girls and, just showing me how to be a better friend, but not just showing me how to be a better friend, but showing me what it's like to have real friends. Okay, first of all, I know y'all hear that in the background. Like, that is so disrespectful. Like, I know he don't know I'm recording a podcast, but why are you in the background with your loud motorcycle? Like, that's so rude. That is so rude. Anyway, starting a new thing for Twisted 20s. I'm thinking about doing these mini episodes throughout the week for encouragement and motivation, because who wants to wait every Monday? Like, I gotta wait a whole week to hear another episode. So I'm thinking about putting out mini episodes throughout the week, maybe like 2 or 3 minutes, to encourage y'all, just to keep going during y'all's week and things like that. So I'm gonna continue to plan that out. But like I said, I have so many exciting things in store, not just for Twisted 20s, but for some other businesses of mine. But I'm so excited to be able to just use this platform to express my innermost thoughts and the things that God needs me to share with the world. So with that being said, y'all, thank you guys for listening, and kudos to you for showing up again on a beautiful Monday to listen to Twisted 20s. I love you guys. Peace, love, and blessings. T. Louise.